Tell us why you're up here again.
I love Watertown. We've had some major support. I mean, Mayor Graham has been very beneficial in helping us garner some support here. The people seem to be very receptive to my platform, which is really geared towards restoring economic growth to the state. The ideas some deem as radical, but I mean they're economic ideas, they're not social. Legalizing marijuana would bring in $1.5 billion in new tax revenue to the state. Legalizing casino gambling, over $2 billion in new tax revenue. So, while they're seen as social issues, they're really economic ones, and they're ones that we need to look at. And also, in terms of legalizing same-sex marriage, that's an issue that I'm fighting, very hard for.
What do you think it is about the people up here that have just kind of gravitated your campaign? What is it about us that we're so receptive?
I think it's because they kind of get what I'm trying to do. I think we're all disenchanted by the corrupt career politicians that have given us the highest income and property taxes in the nation, and part of that's because they're corrupt and they take taxpayer dollars for special interests and for their own pockets, and that's why our taxes are so high. So I think they kind of get that. I think they kind of see me as someone who will fight for them. And I think that they actually take the time to be educated in politics, and they understand the issues, they understand why their taxes are so high, why there are no jobs, and so they take the time to listen to what I'm saying versus to just see an image that's portrayed in the New York Post or the Daily News. They're actually listening to the words coming out of my mouth, which is very important in order to understand me as a candidate.
Right.
You can see the blonde, the bustiness, and it gives you a certain perception. But then when you talk to me, you go, okay, well, wait, you're actually really smart, and what you're saying makes sense. And then you see I have a degree in finance, and I spent 10 years as vice president of a hedge fund and managed multi-billions of dollars.
Yeah.
My background's SEC compliance, derivatives processing and trading, credit default swaps, total return swaps, all of these very complicated derivative vehicles. So I kind of do know what I'm doing in terms of budgeting and keeping track of billions of dollars.
Right.
And, I went to jail. I was arrested in conjunction with our former governor, Elliot Spitzer, for providing him with call girls. And you have to get over, my past in order to understand where I'm going. And I like to say, I committed a crime. I did the time for that crime. I paid my debt to society. I start out with a clean slate. And everybody makes mistakes, and what is beautiful about our country is that we're given the opportunity to make a mistake and have a second chance, and it's what you do with that second chance. And I think people up here are very receptive to understanding that, okay, she did something and maybe we agree with it, maybe we don't, but she served the time for it, which is a lot more than our career politicians do. They're never held accountable.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And so I think they're seeing me as somebody who I was held accountable. I forfeited my assets. I spent 4 months in jail. And after that, I was given press because of the notoriety of that crime, not because I was seeking it, not because I was out trying to start some career in music or, whatever. And then I got out and I said, what am I going to do with this? A woman convicted of a prostitution-related offense, promoting prostitution, or even a working girl, is no longer employable by society. You can no longer get a job. You have a felony record. So that made my 10 years of hedge fund experience completely worthless. I actually did try to get a job. When I got out of jail, my attorney said to me, Kristin, you need to get a job. You need to show the judge that you're employed so he doesn't send you back to jail. So I went and tried to get a job. I have a very specialized experience in finance and was immediately offered a $150,000 job. They checked my credit, which had all gone down the toilet when I was in jail because one, they confiscated my money, and two, I was in jail for months. Nothing got paid. No, there was nobody out there to pay your bills. So they rescinded their offer. And at that point in time I said, okay, I'm no longer going to be employable. It's a matter of time before I'm a convicted felon, so now I have a criminal record. What do I do?
Right.
And I started thinking about, all the ways in which I saw the criminal justice system is corrupt. Our political system is corrupt, because why am I now unemployable and Spitzer's sitting in his high-rise on Fifth Avenue?
He just got a new job.
Which is a very... People say, oh, well, he was punished. Really? $179,000 for governor, $750,000 for CNN host and a wardrobe and expense account. So really was he punished? Now he has the ability to reach a whole nation, not just one state. So I don't think the man's been punished at all, personally. Yeah. I think he's benefited from his crime, and I just don't think that's a very honorable thing to do.
Yeah. So